Hi guys, this is Hiro. How's everyone doing today? Ajibale Gemcho, Aj Subkeseho. So today I'm talking about past life astrology, okay? Determining your past life through astrology. Now, I need to give a few disclaimers right off the front. One, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video because of some information I need to tell before I start, and there's a lot of information to tell. Two, a lot of you are going to not like what I say here because it's not giving you the ego validation that you possibly might have been looking for. And three, a lot of you guys might not get the information that you are looking for, which is ego validation, right? A lot of people, they watch these videos just to find out what happened, right? They're just curious, right? It's just all ego nonsense playing with you, okay? Like finding out if you were rich, finding out if you were a queen or king, finding out if you, I don't know, had lots of love or whatever the situation is, right? This is why most of the people are very hesitant to believe in astrology or past lives or any of this kind of stuff, right? It's because there's another certain group of people that take it to the next level just to boost their ego, okay? So if you recognize that you are in this category, I would encourage you, just for the good of, I don't know, mankind, to stop and just stop, right? Because the more we can all stop it together, the more we can all just be grounded. We don't want to go have all these extremes here, like these crazy hippie people, and then extremes here where no one believes in any spiritual science at all, right? It's all just what makes sense. Okay, so now that that's done. Okay, you need to use this not to find out what happened, okay? You need to use this to see what areas to work on, okay? Let me tell you what I mean here. Astrology is a spiritual science, okay? Forget the past life stuff just for 2 seconds. Whenever you're looking at something right now, right? You're looking at some kind of placements probably, okay? These placements are basically your spiritual karmas kind of encoded, okay, somehow in the charts or chart. Now, when people predict, all they are doing is they are taking these, maybe they don't even know they're doing it, right? But because they just regurgitating whatever they've been taught or whatever, or whatever they've figured out. But what all they're doing is they're just taking these spiritual karmas and connecting them with correlating them with material outcomes. Okay, now this can be beneficial in certain scenarios, right? However, we need to understand here that this is not 100%, right? So if you give somebody like an astrologer a chart, and this chart has Jupiter in the 10th house exalted, and that Mahadesha starting very soon, or let's just say just started, a good amount of astrologers would say, "Oh, well, this chart is, this guy's gonna get, or this girl is, or whatever, is gonna get, a lot of career success, prestige, money, blah blah blah," right? However, if let's just say that this chart is the chart of a homeless beggar, okay? Now everything changes, right? This person might not be the CEO of Microsoft or Amazon or even some local insurance company, okay? They might just get some position at like serving people, right? Like at a soup kitchen or something, and feel very fulfilled there, right? Because this is what happens spiritually to that person, right? It's all spiritual stuff. So now take this concept I'm trying to apply and apply it to the past life stuff. So there's certain divisional charts that show more the real you, right? Now, this real you could have carried over from multiple lifetimes before, okay? So what you don't want to do is guess, oh, this placement here means that in your past life you got married at 25 and had 4 babies. That's not what you do, what I would encourage you to do, right? Because there's not even any way to prove it. All you're doing is you're just adding more attachments to the ego, which is actually now you're going backwards, like on the spiritual spectrum, right? you want to detach, right? You want to work on yourself, not just attach to more and more. Oh yeah, 3 lifetimes I was doing this and that and blah blah blah. You don't want to, if somebody's telling you, oh, this placement means that, oh, you did this or blah blah blah, I would really calmly encourage you to stop listening immediately. Okay, because all you're doing is you're just making it worse for yourself up here. What you want to do is you want to see what was the actual spiritual like things to work on. Okay, and I'll give you some examples before I continue. So, and the whole premise here is that the deeper divisional charts show more the real you, which is kind of like an assumption that it's not an assumption, but like mentally you can make the argument that it's an assumption that it's the real you even from before this birth. Okay, so now let's take the D60 chart just because it's last and it's like the most connected with past life stuff, right? Although they're all connected with past life stuff. Okay, even the D1 chart is connected to past life stuff if you wanted to, because they all kind of correlate to areas you need to work on, like kind of like karmas in this life have to do with whatever you've done before. Okay, so it's like they're all kind of connected, but let's just take the deeper ones just for right now. Okay, let's just say you have in your D60 chart. Okay, let's just say you have Jupiter in, I'm going to use very obvious examples here. Okay, Jupiter in Capricorn. Okay, and I'm going to ignore the house just because the house has changed so much and you don't even know if you have the accurate house or not without really deep spiritual intuition and diving in. Okay, but the house, the sign doesn't change that frequently, especially your actual birth date. Okay, forgetting the time. So let's say you have Jupiter in Capricorn, right? This means that, or this could mean, okay, let me start off with that okay, deep down at an actual true soul level, okay, obviously your Jupiter is debilitated. So this means like in areas of like spirituality or religion or things like that, you could have been a little bit more rigid in your views. Okay, now I just literally gave you one placement. Okay, like how this could have applied or whatever, we have no idea, right? They could, like, you have to see where it is in all the other charts, like what's in its signs, and even in this chart, you have to look at everything, and you kind of just have to absorb the information and just let your intuition and consciousness kind of take over, right? That's the only thing you can do. This is why I always give most of my videos on working on yourself, right? Because the more you work on it, because this can't compute everything. It can try, right? You can try, but it's not going to get it right. You can even try putting in your calculators. You can try discussing and all this. You go within, this is the real spiritual internet, right? So then once you put information in, then it'll tell you kind of the answer, but not materially. It might be spiritually. So you need to, so let's just continue with this example. So this means that, okay, at a core level, right? Because this chart was made when you were born. So at a core level, this was going on. So in this life, maybe we want to, I don't know, like expand a little bit. Okay, this doesn't mean do bad stuff or something like that, right? But this means, like, let's just say we're really attached. You got to look at everything. I'm just kind of giving very, very general examples, okay? But this means, like, okay, in your past life, you maybe could have been very, very attached to the religion that you were a part of. So now in this life, you maybe want to have more respect for other religions. Okay, this is just one example. Okay, let's just say your Venus was in Virgo. Okay, in your D60, it's in Virgo. This means, like, this could mean, excuse me, that in your past lives and stuff, like, we don't know which ones or whatever, but just energetically at a soul level when you were born, okay, there was this energy of possibly not like appreciating what you have. Okay, so in this, it's going to be a big area of work, right? That's the whole goal, figuring out the area of work. No one wants to do that. They just want the immediate gratification, satisfaction, validation, all that kind of stuff, okay? That is not the key here, okay? So we need to see that. Now, I kind of gave you two examples here where it's like, oh, this was bad and now work on this. Let me try to give you some other examples here just to kind of spread it out. So And you have to see, right? So let's just say Saturn is in Aquarius, right? In your D60. That you see, what you can do here is you could actually use that as like a strength, right? You can say deep down, like I have really like that, almost like that gut drive to like do karmic things for other people and stuff like that, right? So you can use that to your advantage right now to do whatever, right? That's not really like an area of work. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve here. But see, so that's where you have to tie in all the charts, right? Like you have to see, so this is what's going on down here, and then up here, okay, what can you possibly do about what's down here, right? This is where like it starts to get a little bit tricky, but this is where, like I said, you got to really just go in and see. And when in doubt, okay, just you can kind of just listen to your gurus and whatever religion you follow is saying, okay? Don't, or whatever sect of the religion you're following, okay? Don't, the last thing you want to do is ungroundedly go on a tangent, okay? That's what a lot of people do here in the West, right? They throw out all kinds of crazy conclusions, like, oh, in my past life I was deprived of love, and now in this one, like I met my twin flame. So I like all this kind of garbage, okay? And yes, I'm calling it garbage. You can tell anybody I'm calling it garbage, okay? I don't care. So, and I know it's garbage. So that's that, okay? So I'm at 12 minutes. I don't think this video needs to go any longer, especially because I might be making other videos. But just one other thing about the point I just mentioned about the garbage stuff. So we have conditionings in our mind about all this spiritual stuff, right? People we've believed, people we've listened to, all this kind of stuff, okay? If you really think that, and I'm not saying this like in a good or bad way, but I'm just trying to get it to make sense to you. If you really think that you have some kind of, extra level spiritual intuition or something like that, then I like if this person is not like an actual like proper like guru person, you can feel free to just walk away and like understand that whatever this person's saying is not serving you anymore. Okay, that is completely, you're allowed to do. Okay, there's no rule that says that you have to keep listening to some person forever. Okay, and like I said, if you're using this like this past life through astrology or any readings to find out what happened in your past life or something, or any spiritual science of any sort to find out only material information in the last life or this, or just stuff that is just making you feel good about yourself, please stop doing that, okay? It is not going to help you, and it is just making it worse for you to find actual good resources, because the more you hang on to that energy, the more people are going to give you that energy back, right? It's just like with relationships, right? If you have certain garbage inside, you can try to all you want to do stuff on the outside to get like good people, but you're just going to attract people with the same kind of stuff that you have. Okay, this is why you need to actually do the proper work and make sure that you keep yourself in check. This whole thing is just about keeping yourself in check. Okay, this whole spiritual stuff, it's all about awareness and making decisions based off of awareness and not based off of any other nonsense that you may have been led astray to believe. Okay, so just past 14 minutes. I think this is really going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to let me know. And until next time, I'll talk to everyone later. Thank you all so much for watching.